Hey guys, welcome to my new channel where I'm gonna play this new game, Warcraft Rumble. So this game just came out in soft launch in Canada, and I'm Canadian, so I have the chance of playing this game early. But this game should come out, I think, in a few months, maybe November, global, and obviously the United States. So yeah. I really enjoyed this game. I'm not claiming I'm the best right now. I'm trying to get good to give you guys as much information as possible about the game. But this game, for one, is just freaking good. It's a very, very fun game. If you guys are familiar to Clash Royale, it's pretty much the same genre of games where, how can we call it, like an auto battler or maybe a real-time strategy game. Maybe that's more accurate. So yeah, basically you have some gold, you spend your gold to play units, and units are going to go attack. But you place unit at different location, which is going to affect the outcome of the battlefield. So it's a very fun game. What's special about this game is that there's a PvE. We can see here on the map, those are all missions. Those are all campaign against like bosses that spawn themselves their own units, with sometimes there's like modifiers and stuff. It's a really interesting, and what I love the most is the fact that the PvP, which I'm a big PvP guy, is completely different from any other game. So I'm big into Marvel Snap. In Marvel Snap, we have location, which makes every game feel different, and we have something similar in this game, right? So we can see here at the top of the screen, there's like 3 different modifiers or 3 different things that can be changed throughout the PvP season, right? So we have. First of all, we have the map here, which right now the map is Gadget Zan. We have rocket towers, so every couple of weeks we're going to have new towers. So I think there's like rocket towers, there's fire towers, there's arrow towers. I don't know if there's any more, but I know there is at least a little pool of different towers that changes, which completely affects the gameplay, right? And finally, we also have a modifier here. We have the clean fight modifier, which means there's no modifier, right? But you can see here in 8 days, 7 hours, there's going to be a new modifier, which is going to make every single game different. But yeah, so that's what's the most attractive for me as a PvP player. And yeah, what I'm thinking to do on this channel is getting as good as possible, as quick as possible, and then doing like deck guides, right? So how this deck works in this game, right? So in this game, it's pretty much like Clash Royale, where we have 8 cards or 8 units. I think they call it units here. But instead we have 7, right? Because there's one additional units, which is the miner. We'll get into that pretty soon. But basically the miner is responsible to mining gold. There's some gold mines on the battlefield, which serves as like side objectives. And the miner is going to give you more gold and hence allow you to play even more unit, right? So yeah, you have the miner and 7 more troops or a unit, which one of the 7 is going to be your leader, and that's the one here on the left. So my leader is Rend Blackhand here. What does Rend Blackhand do? It's a flying unit, which has the ability of your other flying troops cost 1 less gold while Rend is at play. So the idea of my deck is to play Rend, and then we play a lot of different flying units. So here we have 3 other flying units. We have the whelp eggs, which are units you can place anywhere on the board. And once they're destroyed, they're going to spawn a little cute little dragon, which is going to attack our opponent. This is really good for defense. And with the effect of Rend, well, it's going to make it so our eggs are only going to cost 2. Next up, we have the harpies. Harpies are just 3 little harpies like that. If you guys are familiar to Clash Royale, I think they were called minions. So it's pretty much like that, a little group of 3 harpies, which does a lot of damage to a single target. So yeah, really, really good to all units that can't attack air. You can play harpies and just get so much values with these harpies. And once again, they're going to cost 2 if you play Rend first. And next up, we have our tank, the Gargoyle, which is a 4 cost gold unit, which is just going to attack, is only going to attack tower. And yeah, so a flying fortress of armor. So what the Gargoyle has special, it has siege damage. We can see here, which means it has double damage against towers, but it is really slow. So the idea of this deck is to bring the gargoyle to the towers, which is going to create the most amount of damage, and then maybe win the game. So these are the 3 other flying units we have with our Rend. And then we have 2 spells. We have here the Chain Lightning, which is pretty much like a zap, which is really useful for if there's a big groups of enemies. We can see here, it's going to zap all of them out of the game. So you can get like a lot of value pretty easily. And we have Polymorph. So Polymorph transforms a unit into a sheep for a little while. And then we're going to be able to maybe kill it during that time. Or maybe our tower is going to finish building up. Yeah, we'll see all about towers and stuff in just a while once we get into some gameplay. But yeah, the polymorph has a lot of value because sometimes we're going to polymorph a big unit, which would have destroyed our, let's say, destroyed our harpies. Well, then the harpies are going to be able to destroy it before it becomes, it transforms back to its original unit. And finally, we have here Gnoll Brute, which is a unit that has some AoE, which means it does damage to area of effect in front of him. It's just really useful for defense. We need some stuff on the ground. So we only have 2 things that goes on the ground. We have the eggs, right? And we have the Gnoll Brute. So the Gnoll Brute is what's going to be used when your opponent's going to play something really quickly on the ground, trying to rush your tower when you're playing something in the air. So that's the whole idea behind this deck. I have more decks, but that's for other videos. And yeah, let's jump into some gameplay. And please, guys, tell me what you want to see on this channel. This is new. No one's been doing content, so that's why I'm excited to doing some. Yeah, feel free to tell me down below what you want me to do. Do you want me to do maybe like a beginner's guide? I've talked a little bit about how the game works. But I could go maybe do another overview, but I want you guys to see some gameplay. So with my deck here, I think it's perfect. So I'm right now in Silver Strategist. How it works in this game is that your level right here, for me, it's I'm at 4.5k in Silver Strategist 2, is decided upon the addition of your 3 highest heroes, right? So I have 3 heroes here, and all 3 together give me 4.5k, and that's how you increase. So you could push your lowest. I think pushing your lowest is the easiest, obviously. And yeah, there's different ranks with different rewards for every seasons. So yeah, I'll try to push as much as possible, but some people are already extremely high level. All right, we are going to jump into some PvP gameplay here. So we have the right deck at the ready. And hopefully we play against a good opponent. So we play against another leader, which is a Blackrock leader. Same as ours, same faction as ours. And he plays it here. It's a big tank. It's level 5, which means he played a lot. We are going to play our Rend Blackhand. Our opponent is already putting pressure on our main tower here, so we're going to have to already defend. And hopefully get a very good push going here if we want to have a chance. We're already almost at half health. So we're going to play our eggs as a defensive measure and play our miner here. And we are going to try to send our miner in the middle lane to mine some gold. If you guys can see, in the middle here, there's gold mines. If we can send our miner into those gold mine, I believe these miner after 3 hits are going to collect gold up to 3 golds per mine, which is very useful if you want to take a lead on our opponent. So here we are once again taking a lot of damage here, but we should be able perhaps to start a counterattack here right now. We're gonna play more eggs here to defend even further. And we're gonna play our Gnoll. I should have played it in defense. So here you're gonna see the miner walking towards the middle of the screen, gathering this gold. we're going to play once more our leader here. Try to help the top left tower. We're going to send a Harpy as well, but we need to put more defense here. We are keeping our Gnoll for that exact reason, but we are going to send a Gargoyle here in the right lane just to add a little bit of extra pressure on our opponent. I'm playing the Gnoll as a defense measure. We're still taking a lot of damage, unfortunately. If our opponent has anything really that damages turrets, we're going to have some issues here. But we are able to do some damage. If our Gargoyle can hit the enemy base first, we should be good. But our opponent has a spell. We're going to play our Gnoll as a defense. And then our Harpies reach, and then we use the Chain Lightning spell to finish our opponent in time. Wow, that was a crazy game. Crazy first game. Yeah, I think that was a great showcase of the deck. Why we have a Gnoll group, how to use eggs as a defense. Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's try to get maybe a few more games in. Hopefully, we're going to play against different heroes so you guys can have a good idea of all the other decks right now in the meta. When you're playing against the deck we just played against, you got to keep checking your main tower, making sure it's not getting pressured. So here we have this Paladin hero, which is really good because it heals all friendly units around this location. Our opponent plays a Miner and plays an Abomination. We're going to play our eggs here as a defense, and we are going to wait, and we're going to play our Gnoll now. And we are even going to play Harpies behind it. Harpies do a lot of damage to that Abomination, which is really good. Oh, our opponent is here for a fight as he plays this the safe build here, and he drops his hero. So he drops 2 healer at once, which is quite odd, I would say. But he has a Wisp though, which is really good against our Gargoyle. We're not going to be able to play our Gargoyle for free now. So we are good here, and we actually open the area for our Miner to go mine here in the middle lane once more. We are going to Chain Lightning this the opponent's Miner, because I believe we are going to be able to go get that other gold mine. So we are going to play our Harpies, but far behind because we don't want our Harpies to go into opponent's territory. But we're going to play our Harpies with our Gnoll Brute. And we are going to polymorph all of our opponent's troop because these were big troops here. We have a leader, Abomination, and a shaman behind. We're going to drop our Rend Blackhand here. And now we're going to switch focus to go to the right lane because the Wisp is going to go left, of course. And oh, the Wisp actually goes back middle. Why is my Rend going middle? I'm not too sure. But luckily, it's at least going to defend against this Gargoyle. I'm going to place my own eggs. And I'm going to play my Gnoll Brute. And I want to play my Gargoyle, but I'm scared of the Wisp. So we're at least going to go for a dual attack here. So he's not going to be able to play the Wisp as a defense mechanism here. And we are pushing the right lane. So we are dropping the Miner here. The Miner is going to go middle. So that's why I just changed the lanes. Oh, but we are getting attacked here in the top left lane. Luckily, our Gnoll seems to be in a good position to maybe contest the turret. And we are actually taking the top right turret. So we are going to send our Harpies top. I unfortunately misplayed, so I had only a single Harpy going there. I'm adding some X here to defend. The tower finishes here, so we are able to drop our Gnoll Brute, drop perhaps a Gargoyle. We have a Polymorph here if he drops a Wisp. We are not going to contest here. We're just going to go for the win. The Gargoyle is going to hit, connect, and we are going to win here another game. All right, let's try maybe go for one last game. And yeah, I think you guys can see pretty clearly how we're supposed to manage this deck with the Whelps, with the Gnoll Brute to defend the ground units that just doesn't care about the aerial units. Here we're playing against a gold opponent, and he's playing a Cairn leader, which has a lot of CC, but I believe only attacks the ground. So we are going to be able to do something here. This Ogre is a mage unit that does splash damage and buff his friendly units like so. We are going to have to drop our Polymorph, unfortunately. But I think this was the play. He also drops even more units here. Are we going to be able to defend? Hard to say. I wanted to drop my Gargoyle in time. Oh, well, it did, actually. It was aggroed by the Ogre. This is not good. The Spiritual is going to be able to take over the Dragon Eggs. And we almost lost the tower here. We're going to play our Harpies to defend. Our opponent is extremely aggressive, but the Wisp here doesn't get any value at all because it hit the Harpy. We're going to send our Miner middle. And we are going to have to create a play weight for Rend if we want our Miner to get any value. So we have to defend here. I'm not sure we can. We're going to send a Gargoyle here in the right lane. We're going to send Harpies with a Polymorph here, hopefully taking back our tower. We do. Are we going to be able to defend it? I don't know. And we take his tower, actually. So the tower did construct for our side, which is great. And we are actually going to be able to defend it. Even to the point that we're going to drop a Gargoyle here and even try to go on the offensive. We drop a Gargoyle, Harpies here, and the Dragons are going to be enough to destroy this Ogre. This Shaman doesn't have the splash damage trait, which puts us in a great position. I'm going to send the Miner here on the chest. Our opponent does the same. So the Cairn seems to be running extremely quickly. We are going to drop the Polymorph because that was just a little bit too much pressure for us. Unfortunately, we are going to be behind in the gold. But if we can defend properly, maybe we can do something. We drop the Harpies once that the Spiritual is connected to the tower. We got a free Miner, and then we are going to send our own Miner middle. Okay, we're going to send the Gargoyle here, and hopefully if we put our Dragon Eggs, the Wisp is going to hit the eggs and not the Gargoyle, which is exactly what happened. That was a great play. I'm going to Polymorph just to add a little bit more damage. When there's overtime, every single damage matters. So here our opponent is dealing damage, but we dealt more damage than our opponent. So we are going to play a lot of defense here. We're going to send an additional gargoyle, and we're going to send the eggs, hopefully trying to do the same play as last time. I have the polymorph here. We're going to do a lot of damage here. We're going to polymorph the Ogre Brute. We're going to put a little bit more defense, and we are going to get the W here after a very tough game against a gold opponent here. Our MVP, the Whelps, are getting the level up here. But yeah, I think this was a great showcase of the deck, of the list. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, to like. Please tell me what you guys want to see on this channel. I plan to do a lot of video on this game. I love this game so much. So yeah, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to criticize me. What should I put in my deck? Which would make it better. I'm going to reach the top of the ladder really soon. But yeah, just write down below. Join my Discord. Share me your decks. All of the above. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the top of the ladder. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.